We have lost a dad, brother, a friend, a colleague, and a public servant.
Hundreds in St. Landry Parish remembering the life of fallen officer Henry Nelson and Shamika Johnson. Their stories right now on Acadiana's News Channel after the game.
Live from the KATC TV3 studios, this is Acadiana's News Channel at 10.
Good evening. Thanks for choosing Acadiana's News Channel after the game. I'm Micah Hatfield. Funeral services were held today in the Sunset Middle School gym for Officer Henry Nelson and in Grand Coteau for Shamika Johnson. Both died a week and a half ago during a domestic disturbance call. Nelson was killed by his own cousin, Harrison Riley. It was an incident that shocked many in the community of St. Landry Parish. Our Carrie Beal takes us first to Nelson's funeral and has more from family and what he meant to that community.
Officer Henry Nelson.
Someone who has touched so many lives.
Sunset Police Chief Louis Padilla says he joined the force to help and serve others.
Officer Nelson was a valuable, treasured friend to everyone he knew.
Today, hundreds of faces piled in Sunset Middle to show they loved him right back.
Because he was a good man to everybody. A lot of people missing him.
And a friend to even those he didn't know.
I'm here today to support the family and support the community. In the name of Jesus, yes.
Officers traveling all the way from Canada and Chicago.
On the inside of this blue uniform, behind the badge, we're all just human beings. We got our families, we have our loved ones that we all try to get back to every night.
Pastor Tony Gibson telling the crowd that today isn't just about sorrow. Because Officer Nelson has gone to a better place.
God wants me now. He set me free.
The pastor says these funeral services aren't necessarily about the death of Henry Nelson, but rather his life and all those he touched while here on earth. In Sunset, Carrie Beal, KATC TV3.
Also today, funeral services for Shamika Johnson. Friends and family who gathered at St. Charles Borromeo Catholic Church in Grand Coteau remembered her as someone who loved to travel, loved the Pelicans games, and meeting stars.
Last week, like darkness had come to the town of Sunset and Grand Coteau. It's been a long, dark week. There's darkness in Sunset and Grand Coteau. However, darkness always gives way to light.
Three blue masses will be held throughout September to honor law enforcement, fire, EMS, and other first responders. The masses will also pay tribute to those who have died in the line of duty. The first mass will be held in Lafayette on Friday at St. Genevieve Catholic Church.
Here's Daniel's 24-hour forecast.
Well, for the most part across Acadiana, things have stayed pretty quiet. We've seen a lot of activity just eastwards of the basin. All the problems over towards Baton Rouge that ended up to the LSU game being canceled. Looks like those storms now starting to come to an end. We're seeing a little bit of activity through northern sections of Acadiana. Here's what Power Doppler HD looks like right now. And the rainfall really located through northern sections of the area. And that's going to be from about Turkey Creek down towards Bunkie up along I-49. Heavy downpours through there, and that extends northwards up towards Alexandria. Again, the activity that we saw over towards Baton Rouge started to calm down a little. Some of those storms starting to push out of the metro area, now leaving behind a little bit of light rain. We're going to do it again for tomorrow. We're talking scattered showers across the area, patchy sunshine, some clouds thrown in there as well. We'll go with a 40% chance of rain in the afternoon. High tomorrow up to around 89. Your low tonight getting down to around 76. More details what you can expect for the rest of your holiday weekend that's coming up here in just a little bit.
Parish by parish headlines now. We begin in St. Martin Parish, where deputies are accusing 3 people of planning to rob someone. The sheriff's office says a patrol deputy came across a suspicious vehicle and found 2 men and a woman hiding in a nearby field. One of the men tried to run away, but deputies took all 3 into custody and booked them into the St. Martin Parish jail. In Iberia Parish, a man on the run since last week is now in jail. Deputies in St. Martin Parish say Nathaniel Olivier turned himself in last night. Olivier has been wanted in Iberia Parish for the past week after police say he sped away from a traffic stop and then rammed a police cruiser before running off. Olivier will be extradited and booked on counts of aggravated flight. Police in Acadia Parish say a vehicle crashed into a building in Crowley. Witnesses say the driver accidentally hit the gas and hit a gas pipe. Officials cut off the gas line and closed the store for 3 hours while the utility company made sure everything was okay. In Jeff Davis Parish now, a heads up for residents in Welsh. About 60% of homes will be without power for a few hours on Labor Day. The outages will begin at 6 a.m. and will last about 6 hours while the town installs new switches for the electrical system. A Franklin Parish community is honoring a high school football player who died during a game Friday. 16-year-old Tyrell Cameron was playing with the Franklin Parish High School Patriots when he was hit during a punt return in the 4th quarter and broke his neck. He was rushed to the hospital where he died from his injuries. The school held a memorial for Cameron Saturday night at Patriots Stadium.
You know, it's just such a tragedy. So unfortunate, and but it's going to bring us together. It's going to make us stronger, and we're gonna miss him. But tonight, I told one of his teammates earlier, we're going to send him out big, and that's what he deserves.
In a statement, Louisiana High School Athletic Association Executive Director Eddie Bonine said, quote, "As a former coach and administrator, I've had the unfortunate experience that both Coach Sebrin and Principal Gunter are currently enduring. However, as a father of 3 children, my heart breaks for Tyrell's family. I cannot imagine their pain." High school students in St. Martinville are also remembering one of their own. Braylon Baptiste, who would have been a sophomore this year, passed away last month. His classmates stood up along the sidelines last night in purple body paint with the phrase, "Do it for Bray," in white. Braylon was a member of the football and track teams for St. Martinville Junior and Senior High Schools. Well, check your refrigerators. The State Department of Health and Hospitals is warning of a recall on cucumbers that are linked to several cases of salmonella. The cucumbers are distributed by Andrew and Williamson Fresh Produce. So far, 282 cases of salmonella have been confirmed, including 1 death. DHH reports 3 cases in Louisiana. A new study by the LSU Ag Center says feral hogs cost Louisiana farmers more than $74 million in crop losses in 2013. Ag Center economists have been gathering data from farmers about feral hog activity for more than a year. The animals caused about $53 million in damage to crops and another $21 million in production losses. Coming up on Acadiana's News Channel after the game, a former Florida A&M band member was sentenced to jail time for his role in the hazing death of one of his bandmates. But first, meteorologist Daniel Phillips has our workweek weather in his True View forecast. It's next on Acadiana's News Channel.